Trying to understand someone is a tricky business. If you simply ask someone what they mean or what they exactly want to say, there are high chances that they'll exert more pressure or more energy to lie, or they'll show what actually they are not. They may also be in denial or unaware of certain aspects of their personality. And if you try to do it yourself, you run the risk of misunderstanding their actions because you don't know their full story. So the main question is, how can you understand what a person truly is, or what kind of a personality that person truly has? Well, if psychology has taught us that understanding people is complicated and people are way more complex than we actually think. But in this video, we are going to understand 7 tricks through which we can understand what that person thinks or what is the actual personality of that person. So let's get started with the first one. First, their body language. From our postures to our facial expressions to our hand gestures and our overall gestures, researchers tell us that all these postures and gestures account for 65% of a person's personality. And because we do it all subconsciously, it is very easy for us to understand what that person's feelings, attitude or emotions are. For example, facial cues like smiling conveys happiness, furrowed eyebrows denote confusion, and biting your lip shows that you are worried, anxious or maybe distressed. Clenched fists indicate anger or maybe frustration. Crossed arms are a sign of defensiveness, and yes, fidgeting can mean boredom, impatience and deep thought. Indeed, improving your non-verbal communication skills and understanding how to read someone's mind through their gestures, through their habits and through their hand gestures will help you in the long run to understand what that person is thinking or feeling at that present moment. Second, their social media accounts. A person's profile online and the way they present themselves shows a lot about their thinking, the way they look their lives, the way they look at the other lives, and the way they have their future in their minds. Their social media presence shows us how connected they want to be, and their privacy settings shows us what they want to share to the world. The pictures they share on social media shows a lot about the kind of lifestyle that they are living, the food they eat, the places they hang out at, and the kind of friends that they have. And the tweets and the Facebook posts that they share shows a lot about their likes, dislikes and their opinions about themselves and the world in general, and what they think and perceive the world to be. So it will be very easy for us or for anyone in general to understand a person's personality and thinking and his common perceptions, misconceptions by the way they post their posts on Twitter or Facebook, or their likes, dislikes and the type of pictures they post. Third, the way they dress. Another great way to learn a lot about the other person without even talking to them is to understand their way of dressing. For example, those who dress casually are often laid back and easygoing people who value comfort over style and don't care much for impressing others. Whereas those who like to wear colorful clothes and fun patterns are usually creative and artistic types who want to express themselves through their fashion sense. Floral print and dresses convey femininity with grace, while active wear and sporty clothes reveal confidence and dependability, and formal attire like pantsuits or blazers or tie etc. exude sophistication and assertiveness. Fourth, their taste in music. For many of us, our musical taste is an integral part of our personality. We are often drawn to certain genres and artists that speak to us at our level. The artists that whom we can connect with. The kind of music that we simply love to listen to based upon our current moods and the kind of past that we have had. So it's a no-brainer or a no surprise that just to go through a person's playlist will tell you a lot about their inner world. For example, those who mostly listen to jazz, soul and R&B tend to be sensitive, poetic, passionate and deep, while people who like acoustic and folk music are usually thoughtful, calm and warm, and those who enjoy pop and dance music are often upbeat, fun-going, outgoing and cheerful. Fifth, The most important, according to me, how they treat the strangers. There's a famous adage which goes, and I firmly believe in it, that a person who is nice to you but not nice to a waiter is not a good person. And it's true that the way you treat the strangers, especially the people who are at lower socio-economic situation and people who don't have much to offer to you, so the way you treat these people shows a lot about you and your character and your personality in general. When someone is rude, disrespectful or unpleasant to a stranger, it shows that they are superficial and overprivileged, that they are only charming or kind when they have something to gain from the other person. So it's quite easy to understand about the personality or character of a person in general by looking at the way they treat the strangers. It's often easy to understand the way they treat the people who are lower than them, and if they are rude to them, that's how they consider themselves to be superficially high. The sixth is how they make eye contact. Whenever you're speaking to another person, be very mindful of their eyes. Eye contact is a very good sign to tell that the person is interested to you and is actually listening to what you're trying to say. But those who often break eye contact may be nervous, uncomfortable, or distracted. Shy people also have trouble looking at someone in the eye for too long, especially if they find the other person attractive or intimidating. Dilated pupils indicate desire, rapid or excessive blinking conveys distress, and squinted eyes shows that the other person may be threatening or suspicious of you. And the seventh and a very secret one, their shopping cart history. If you secretly get to have a look at someone's shopping cart history, it's very much easy for you to understand what kind of a person they are. So if you see that all the items in their shopping cart has been morely or closely related to technological products or some books, maybe fictional, drama or non-fiction, you'll be able to understand that that person is an avid reader. If you find that the shopping cart is full of items which are related to makeup, skincare and health and beauty products, it's very easy and convenient for you to tell that the person is extremely self-conscious and beauty conscious about themselves. So the way a person shops, does shopping or puts item into his or her shopping cart and finally does the checkout or finally has those items stored in their shopping cart tells you a lot about the character and the future that the person holds. So if a person has a lot of books or a lot of technology and self-development, self-help kind of related products in the shopping cart, or if the person has all the useless nonsense or time-wasting products in the shopping cart, it clearly differentiates between the type of the person he or she would be. In the end, as far as you know what you're looking for, it's quite easy using these 7 tricks to understand what that person's personality or character is. And although for some people it may seem to be a very little thing, we all now know that these 7 traits will tell you a lot about their personality. From their thoughts to their feelings, it's really very important and imperative for us to learn how to judge and assess these kinds of people, and on the basis of the conclusions that we draw after having a few interactions with these people, we should be able to understand whether to have a long-term relationship or a long-term bonding with them, or to have a business or have further communication with such kind of people based on the conclusions that you draw. These little psychology hacks may come in handy while dating, interviewing, or making a first good impression. So always be mindful of such things. So I'm sure that when you'll be meeting the next person, you'll be very much sure of taking these 7 psychology hacks into mind and trying to understand what the personality of the character of that person will be. So if you have liked this video or found something useful or interesting or something that you didn't know and you've learned now, so please do consider liking this video. Every like of yours matters a lot, and it actually tells the algorithm that the video is quite useful, and automatically it will show to the other people. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel, because we have planned a lot of such interesting and useful videos for you in the coming days. So please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you found anything helpful, do comment down below. Thank you so much.